Okay, it's official. The United States is, well, not just a laughing stock around the world, but it is a serious security risk. But we shouldn't be surprised when we consider the images that we saw of Donald Trump's little room with, boxes and boxes, thousands and thousands of top secret documents next to a photocopier. I wonder why the photocopier was there. Well, if you ask me, it was most likely photocopying pages and, sending the old carrier pigeon directly to Vladimir Putin. How can 4 members of the Five Eyes trust the United States ever again with sensitive information, top secret information, security information? I don't know how Australia, New Zealand, Canada or the UK can do that anymore, let alone security sharing from, the European Union member states as well, considering how they see, the European Union. They're not friends, are they? No. They're quite derogatory towards the EU member states. Well, that's old Donald Trump, man. Well, and his golf courses not getting their planning permission. No. I made a video earlier about that drunk Pete Hegseth, who is a DUI employee, or DEI, anyway, whatever it would be, anyway, he was a part of a signal chain. Now, like I say, I made a video about this before, but I've been thinking about it a bit more, and there's other things to be considered, just like the Five Eyes and the security risks that it is, and the fact that they actually, or Mike Johnson added, was it Mike Johnson? Not Mike Johnson, it was Mike Waltz added Jeffrey Goldberg, who happened to be, the editor for the Atlantic Journal, a newspaper that is, considered the enemy as far as Donald Trump is concerned. Yes, he doesn't speak well of Trump. You know, anyone who, calls Trump a name, well then, quite frankly, is Trump's enemy. You know what he's like? He's very thin-skinned, isn't he? I think it's all that, Cheeto dust has drawn the moisture out of his skin. So, something going on there. It's just whatever it is, it's bizarre and weird, and then I don't know why he thinks that looks good, but there you go. Well, no. Why were they using Signal for the first place? Well, they shouldn't be. They should use a skiff or something like that, The Federal Records Act dictates that this, highly sensitive communication should have been all recorded, but no, some of them were using self-deleting messages with. How can that be right? They were even using emojis, for Christ's sake, like explosion emojis, and that's like they were like a bunch of children discussing a tactical mission against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. I just find this whole thing absolutely, bizarre, obviously, but who in their right mind would think this is the way to go about stuff? On something that is just so sensitive. And they told us, right, that all the DEI hires and all that, they had to go because they only hired because they were black or disabled or they were missing a leg and they're veterans and stuff. Got to get rid of all of them, you see, because we haven't hired them because they're the best people. We hired them because they're DEI hires, diversity, equity and inclusion hires. Because they want the best people. Like J.D. Vance. So, Stephen Miller, Mike Waltz, Stephen Witkoff, Tulsi Gabbard, Do you know all these people? J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth and John Ratcliffe. All these people are in this messaging. They clearly aren't the best people. They'd be better for the DEI hires. That they would. These people are morons. Fucking morons is what they are. They're using fucking emojis. And these same people. You know, over the United States, what about cracky WikiLeaks and Snowden and Biden's laptop and Hillary Clinton's emails? It's just... And there they are using a Signal. The same app that's used by criminals around the world. An open source app that anybody can use. Easy to hack. I know it's flipping encrypted and that, but it's not enough. It's for domestic use, not for discussing military plans and when to press the button. There's a whole string of them. Jeffrey Goldberg, the geezer who was included in this bloody... Oh, I'm so frustrated with this. In this signal chain, he just held back. Oh, crikey, because he didn't know who was... He thought, it can't be right. It's just, no. And he waited, and oh, shit. They've just had, they've done that part mission, that's, oh, crikey, they've been blown shit up over there at that time. Oh, blimey, that's when they said, I think this must be, real. So then he removed himself from the conversation. He's the only one who's done anything honourable. It's the fucking journalist. So this is espionage by all those involved. They should be locked up for this. They are traitors. If you are not doing your absolute best to secure the safety of your country, obviously, and all those who are trying to defend your country, such as the military and what have you, well, then you're not doing your job. They're traitors. They're working against the country's best interest and everybody else involved, because this affects everybody. The J.D. Vance said, I think we made a mistake, or Trump's made a mistake, yeah. He's belittling Trump a little bit, really, in this message chain, and he was saying, I think Trump might be wrong here, only about 4% of US trade goes through the Suez Canal, and it's only all the EU trade. It's going to make it look like we're protecting the EU again. We don't want to give the wrong message. These people are idiots. Absolute idiots. And then you get... The White House gave the flipping... They said there was a mistake made, all right? They admitted, yes, there's a mistake made. Pete Hegseth gets off the flippin' flight and says this, even though the White House already made...
About a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia.
Oh, God,
man. Fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles.
He's high as a kite.
This is what he does.
Or drunk.
I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and...
Russia, hoax. Yeah, like just handing over sensitive data to Russia, most likely. Well, Tulsi Gabbard, she's a flippin' Putin sympathiser. She's been on his old chocolate starfish, that she has. Did you eat corn? Well, you see, it's... Then you got Mike flippin' Walsh trying to defend what was going on. And an advert. Typical, just what I want to use. It's a fucking advert. Oh yeah, that'll be done in a minute. Oh, it's just typical, isn't it? A blooming advert. It's not even YouTube. It's nearly there. That it is. Oh, Christ, I'm getting caught out. Here we go. Oh, there, just about.
Listen,
Last.
as I understand, I just was with the president in the Oval Office just now. The administration is addressing what happened. Apparently, an inadvertent phone number made it onto that thread. They're going to track that down and make sure that it doesn't happen again. What you did see, though, I think, was top-level officials doing their job, doing it well, and executing on a plan with precision. That mission was a success. No one was jeopardized because of it. We're grateful for that, but they will certainly, I'm sure, make sure that doesn't happen.
But
again.
is it irresponsive?
I'm not going to characterize what happened. Clearly, I think the administration has acknowledged it was a mistake, and they'll tighten up and make sure it doesn't happen again. I don't know what else you can say about that.
That is such a lame response. Sorry about the advert. But it was such a lame fucking response. They performed well. The mission was a success. What you can see, they did their job and it was well planned with emojis. Totally unprofessional. Disappearing messages. You know, there's supposed to be a record of all this. An absolute record. So we learn by our mistakes, I agree. But that's not just a mistake. That is somebody who is, or a group of people who are discussing something that should never ever have happened. And why were all these people there? Most of these people didn't even need to be there. Tulsi Gabbard didn't need to be there. Stephen Miller, why did he need to be out there with his fucking cock-shaped head? He didn't need to be there. Who need to be there? What? Witkoff, maybe? He should, yeah, Witkoff. J.D. Vance, because he's, vice president. And obviously, Pete Hegseth. The others didn't need to be there. It's almost like an event for them all to get together and have a chat and plan things together. We'll go for a drink after, shall we? Maybe we'll get some strippers in. And Tulsi Gabbard would say, oh yeah. Well, this is a serious security risk. And it is something that really, anyone who is communicating with the United States needs to think twice about doing it again. They need to be more sheepish of what they share with the Trump regime. And it is a regime. That it is. It is getting beyond a fucking joke. It really is. How can this be okay? Because I really don't know how it can. And it's, I just find it absolutely unbelievable. I really do. Anyway, what say you? Please leave in the comments down below. And if you want to support the channel, do a Patreon or buy us coffee, and the links are down below. But this is just shocking. What an absolute embarrassment. It really is. It's a real embarrassment for the United States. And to try and make out that it's like that it was normal. Oh, there was a mistake, but everything was good. No one was jeopardised. That was all right this time. More luck than judgment. Let's say, for instance, the information was leaked. And they knew they were coming. Well, that puts the troops, everybody involved, at risk. Or, at the very least, the actual mission itself would have failed. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So, for us in Europe, for instance, we're seriously considering now, or they might not say it outright, that the United States it's no longer a friend. For a start, they want to attack us all the while. For a start, they want to, whether it be the tariffs or stealing land, such as Greenland and what have you, and they will do it around the world, but there you go. They are so derogatory towards us. They're not our friend. Not anymore. Not under this Trump regime. And we need to push back. We need to... Well, we need to protect ourselves. And for them to keep going on about... Oh, crikey, that's the other thing. They were going on about, oh, we're sick and tired of being the protectorate of the Europe and all that money we have to pay out to NATO. We're fed up with that. Well, you're not paying money out to NATO. The way you bloody well work out your dividend to NATO, it doesn't go to NATO, it goes to your own defences. Just so if, this is what is available, if there is a situation where Article 5 has to be enacted. You're spending that money on your own defences, with your own companies, providing jobs for your own people. And then you've got the fact you've got all these bases around within Europe and what have you, that help add security to the United States. That line is absolute bullshit. Yes, okay, we should be buying more defence equipment in Europe, and we are doing that now, big time. In fact, Germany's economy is literally just on full circle, propping up the rest of the European Union, plus France as well is doing exactly the same. Because we're on a war footing. And we are, well, up in our game. And all this is going to do is ostracise the United States. It's going to be Billy mates, that it is. You tell me. Please leave in the comments down below. Toodaloo.